I knew the moment she walked in that something had shifted. Not in the room, in her. It was a little past 6, and the apartment was lit by the orange spill of a half-set sun. I was supposed to be finishing the portfolio she'd been helping me with all week. She'd offered, insisted even, but we hadn't touched it tonight. The laptop sat unopened on the table, untouched like a promise we both didn't want to keep. She dropped her purse gently on the arm of the couch and looked around, like she was trying to remember why she came. Then she caught my eye and gave me this tired, lopsided smile, the kind you wear when you're about to do something you shouldn't. "Coffee?" I asked, already walking toward the kitchen even though she hadn't answered. She followed me. Not with words. Just the hush of her steps on the hardwood floor. I poured 2 mugs and slid one across the counter. She didn't touch it. Her eyes were on the window, then on me again. Quiet, unreadable. "I didn't know where else to go," she finally said. Her voice was lower than usual, steadier. It made me stop pretending to sip the coffee. "You could have called," I said, but it sounded stupid the second I said it. She did call. She always called. She shrugged. "I didn't want to talk on the phone." Silence stretched. Not awkward. Not yet. Just full, like something was about to bloom or break. Her name was Anna. 46. Divorced. My friend's mom. Not my mom's friend. Not just someone older. She was Anna. The way she carried herself, like she had nothing left to prove, and yet everything left to feel. We'd gotten close by accident. I helped her fix her email once last winter. Somehow that turned into coffee, books, and her texting me jokes late at night. She'd laugh and say, "God, I'm too old to be laughing like this with you." But she never stopped. She took a slow step toward me now, still standing by the counter. "You okay?" I asked. "I should go," she said. I nodded. But neither of us moved. The light was fading fast, painting gold across the side of her face. She looked soft in it. Tired. Beautiful. Her coat slipped off her shoulder as she turned away, and I caught myself staring at her neck longer than I should have. She noticed. Anna glanced at me, head tilted, expression unreadable. "Why do you always look at me like that?" she asked, not teasing. Almost embarrassed. I didn't answer. She walked past me, through the narrow hallway, into my room without asking. She always used to knock. Always waited. Tonight she didn't. I followed, quiet. She was sitting on the edge of my bed now, hands clasped between her knees, looking down. Her back was straight, but her shoulders trembled just once, like something inside her cracked, and she barely caught it. When she finally spoke, her voice was low. "I don't care if this is wrong." She looked up at me, eyes glassy, voice stronger now. "I need this." And just as I stepped forward, heart slamming against my ribs, hands cold with nerves, my phone lit up. A single message from someone I hadn't spoken to in months. I didn't read it. I just looked at her. And she didn't look away. She sat there like she didn't trust herself to move. One wrong motion and maybe the whole thing would shatter. Us, the quiet, the line we hadn't crossed but kept circling. I didn't sit next to her. Not yet. "I thought you were over your ex," I said finally. Not because I cared about him, I never met the guy, but because I needed something to anchor this moment. Something safer than what was really happening. She gave a breath of a laugh, almost a scoff. "Over? Yeah. Years ago." She glanced at me. "But that doesn't mean I'm not still cleaning up what he left behind." I knew some of it. How he'd left her after 20 years, how her son, my friend, blamed her for the divorce. Said she changed. like wanting to be loved made her guilty of something. She never talked about it much, though. Just little hints, trailing behind soft silences. I finally sat down, not too close. The bed dipped beneath me, and I swear her shoulder tensed, but she didn't move away. "You're not just some kid," she said after a while, almost to herself. "You listen to me like I'm still a person. You are." She turned her head. Her eyes lingered too long on mine. "Yeah," she whispered. "But I forget sometimes. There were things I didn't say either. Like how I hadn't been in a real relationship since college. How every girl I dated felt like she was waiting for me to be someone I wasn't ready to be, or pretending I didn't already see someone else every time I closed my eyes. Anna wasn't just beautiful. She was real. And when she looked at me, I didn't feel small. I didn't feel like I had to perform. But I couldn't say that out loud. Not yet. Not without it sounding bigger than either of us were ready for. She broke the silence again, voice barely above a whisper. "Your mom would lose her mind if she knew I was here like this. She doesn't have to know." Anna laughed. Quiet. Sad. "God, you make it sound so easy." I shrugged. "You're not doing anything wrong." She looked down at her hands. "A woman my age doesn't end up in a room like this without something being wrong." I didn't know how to respond to that. So I didn't. I just reached out without thinking and let my fingers barely graze hers. Her hand flinched, not away, just startled. Then stilled. "I used to read to my son in this bed," she said suddenly, like the memory caught her by surprise. "When he was little. He'd curl up in a blanket and beg for one more chapter." She smiled faintly. "He was the only person who ever needed me like that." My thumb moved gently across her knuckles. "You're not invisible, Anna." She didn't answer. But she turned her hand over and laced her fingers with mine. The moment our fingers laced, the air changed. Like we both knew it meant more than it should have. I didn't say anything. I was scared saying anything would make her let go. But she held on, like she was afraid of the same thing. Then the front door handle rattled. We froze. She let go so fast it stung. I stood up. "It's probably just..." The door creaked open. My roommate Jake stepped in, earbuds in, hoodie half-zipped. He looked up. Saw us. Me standing. Her sitting. The bedroom light on. He blinked. "Hey, sorry, didn't know anyone was here." Anna stood too quickly. Smoothed her blouse. Tucked a loose strand behind her ear. "No, it's fine. I was just leaving." Jake shot me a look. His eyes narrowed slightly, not suspicious, but curious. A slow, dawning what the hell kind of look. "I'll walk you out," I said, grabbing my keys. She didn't say anything as we moved down the hall. She just kept her gaze low, like the walls themselves might be judging her. Outside, the air was colder than before. "You okay?" I asked. Anna turned, finally facing me. Her eyes searched mine like she wasn't sure what I'd become to her. "A mistake? A need? Both? That can't happen again," she said. "I didn't kiss you." She hesitated. "But you were going to." I didn't answer. We both knew. She took a shaky breath. "He saw us. Your roommate. He didn't see anything." Anna's laugh was bitter. "He didn't have to. I saw myself." I stepped closer. "You keep acting like you did something wrong. But we've done nothing." She looked up at me. "Not yet." A beat passed. Then she stepped back. "I need to go." She turned, walked toward her car. Her hand trembled when she fumbled for the keys. I stood there watching her, not like a lover, not like a boy chasing a woman. Just watching. Like if I looked long enough, maybe she'd change her mind. Right before she opened the door, she paused. "Don't tell your friend I was here," she said softly. "You think I'm ashamed of this?" She didn't turn around. "I think I am." The door slammed shut and her engine roared too loudly for the empty street. Inside, Jake was waiting at the kitchen table, eyebrow cocked. "Dude, was that Anna?" I stayed silent. He gave a low whistle. "That's messed up." I finally looked at him. "Nothing happened." He raised both hands. "Hey. Your business. Just wow." I shut my bedroom door behind me and leaned against it. Her perfume still lingered in the air, jasmine and something warm, something sad. I should have felt relieved that nothing happened. Instead, I sat on the edge of my bed and touched the spot where her hand had rested, and wondered why it still hurt. 3 days. She didn't call. Didn't text. I told myself I'd give her space, but by the second night, I was checking my phone like it was broken. Like maybe I missed her message. Like maybe she hadn't meant what she said. Then today, she showed up. No warning. Just a knock. One soft, uncertain knock that made my chest clench. When I opened the door, she looked different. Not in the way she dressed. She still wore that long black coat, hair pinned back too neatly. But her eyes, they were tired. And not just tired, scared. "I shouldn't be here," she said instantly. "But you are." She looked at me for a long moment. "I can't stop thinking about you." Silence. "I try," she continued, voice catching. "But it doesn't work. I walk through my house and still hear your voice in my head. I sit on my couch and look for your texts. It's stupid." It's not stupid," I cut in. "It's real." Anna stepped inside without asking this time. Like the guilt had finally given way to something worse, longing. She didn't sit. She stood in the middle of my room like she was balancing on the edge of a cliff. "My son's coming home this weekend," she said. "He wants to visit. He thinks we're finally reconnecting." "He doesn't know She trailed off. Her voice dropped. "He doesn't know I've been seeing you. We're not doing anything wrong. That's not how it'll look." "I don't care how it looks," I said. "I care how it feels." Anna turned sharply, eyes sharp now, voice rising. "You don't get it. You're 24. You don't have a son who'd never speak to you again if he found out. You think I don't know the risk?" I stepped closer. "You think I don't replay every second of that night in my head, wondering if I crossed the line, if you'll ever look at me the same way again?" She looked up at me. Something in her eyes cracked. "Then why did you let me go?" I whispered. "If it meant nothing?" She didn't answer. "I don't want someone my age," I said, quieter now. "I want you. Your silences. Your stories. The way you look at me like I actually exist." Anna took a step back. Then another. "Don't say that," she whispered. "Why not?" "Because if I believe you, if I let myself believe any of that," her voice broke, "then I'll kiss you. And I won't be able to stop." I looked at her, breathing hard. My fingers twitched at my side like they already missed the feeling of her hand. And then, her phone rang. The screen lit up. "Lucas, my son." She stared at it like it was a loaded weapon. Neither of us moved. The ringtone kept playing. She didn't answer the call. She just stared at the screen until it went dark, her thumb hovering like it might still burn her. "You should pick up," I said, though I didn't want her to. Anna slowly sat on the edge of my bed, as if the air had gone out of her. "He's early. He wasn't supposed to come till Saturday." You think he's already here? She nodded. That call means something's wrong. I moved to sit beside her, not touching. Just near enough for her to know I was there. Do you want me to take you home? No, she said too quickly. I need to think. And then her phone buzzed again, a message this time. She looked. Her lips parted, then closed without a word. What is it? She turned the screen toward me. One line of text. Why is your car parked outside Alex's place? It felt like the air vanished from the room. I swallowed hard. He's here. She stood. Oh God. Maybe he's guessing, I said. Maybe he just, no. Her voice dropped. He knows. That's how he is. He notices everything. He always did. Anna started pacing, both hands pressed to her temples. He'll hate me. He already barely forgives me for the divorce. If he finds out I'm... She looked at me, her voice caught. You're his friend. I stood too. Not anymore. We haven't even spoken in months. Still, I'm his mother. She sat again, head in her hands. I don't get to make mistakes like this. Not now. Not again. I stayed quiet for a moment. Then I said the thing I hadn't let myself say before. This isn't a mistake to me. Anna lifted her head. It should be. Her words hit harder than I expected. My mouth opened, then closed. I looked away. I never lied to you, I said quietly. She looked up sharply. I didn't say you did. I mean, I didn't pretend this was casual. From the beginning, I never saw you as someone to just... I stopped. Her eyes softened, but her face stayed guarded. I should have told you something earlier, I added. What? I applied to that grad program. The one in Boston. Her breath caught. You said you weren't ready? I wasn't. But then... I met you. And I didn't want to stay stuck anymore. Anna looked away. Her hands curled into fists in her lap. So now I'm the reason you're leaving? No. You're the reason I want something more. For the first time, she looked like she might cry. Then a knock hit the door. 3 slow, deliberate knocks. We both froze. She didn't need to check. Neither did I. We both knew. Lucas. Her son. The knock came again. Firmer. Closer. No turning back now. Anna stood like she was bracing for impact, smoothing her coat, tucking emotion into every line of her posture. I'd never seen her look so small. Do you want me to answer it? I asked. She didn't respond. Then, in a whisper, he'll never look at me the same again. I took a step toward her. Maybe that's not the worst thing. She stared at me, like she didn't know whether to kiss me or scream. Another knock. 3 sharp beats this time. Anna reached for the doorknob, then froze. Tell me something, she said suddenly, voice low. If he hadn't found out, would you have told him? The question cut deep. I don't know, I said honestly. I think I was afraid of what I'd lose. She looked down, a bitter smile twitching at her lips. Me too. Then she opened the door. Lucas stood there, hoodie up, backpack slung over one shoulder. His eyes flicked between us, the quiet tension, the guilt in the room. Seriously? He said. No raised voice. Just a flat, hard question. Lucas, she began. He shook his head. How long? Nothing happened, I said quickly. Lucas turned on me. You're my friend. You knew what she meant to me. What we'd been through. I never meant to hurt you. You didn't, he snapped. She did. Anna stepped forward. That's not fair. Fair? He laughed. You think this is fair? Her voice cracked. I didn't plan this. No, you just let it happen. Silence. Lucas's eyes burned, but behind it I saw something else. Hurt. Deep and raw. I needed you, he said, barely above a whisper. After Dad left, I needed someone to be the parent. I tried, she whispered. He looked away, jaw tight. Not hard enough. Then he turned to leave. Wait, Anna said suddenly. If you hate me right now, fine. Maybe I deserve it. But don't think I did this to ruin you. Or betray you. I've spent years trying to put myself back together, and this, she gestured faintly toward me, was the first time I felt like a person again. Not a mistake. Not someone people left. Just a person. Lucas didn't speak. Anna didn't either. And I stood there, silent, breath tight, knowing this wasn't something I could fix. But I reached for her hand anyway. This time, she didn't pull away. Lucas saw. He looked at her one last time, eyes glassy. Then he left. The door clicked shut behind him. Anna didn't move for a long time. Neither did I. Finally, she exhaled. I just lost him again. I squeezed her hand gently. You didn't lose him. He just saw the real you. And that's always hard. She looked at me, not with certainty, not with relief, but with something closer to peace. I'm tired of hiding, she said softly. I didn't say anything. I just stayed close. 3 weeks later, Anna came over without knocking. She hadn't done that since, before everything. I was sitting on the balcony, wrapped in a hoodie, letting the breeze mess up my hair and trying to figure out if the silence I'd been living in was peace or just the quiet after a storm. She stepped out and sat beside me. Neither of us spoke for a minute. The city hummed beneath us. Her hand rested on her lap, close enough to mine that I could feel her heat but not her touch. How is he? I finally asked. Still not answering my calls, she said softly. But he's reading my texts. That's something. I nodded. He'll come around. Anna gave a tired smile. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm learning to live with that. She turned to me. I didn't come to talk about him. I raised an eyebrow. She looked down, brushing her thumb along the edge of the chair. I've spent most of my life choosing safe things. Things that look good from the outside. Marriage. Motherhood. Even heartbreak felt predictable. I stayed quiet. Just listening. She looked at me. But this? You. She laughed once quietly. You were the first thing that ever made me feel terrified, and alive at the same time. I smiled, then bit the inside of my cheek. You don't have to say that. I know. She shifted closer. But I want to. I turned to face her fully. I've been scared too, you know. Not because of what people think. But because I didn't want to lose you, before I even really had you. Anna didn't answer right away. She just studied my face like she was memorizing something she didn't want to forget. I don't know what we are, she said finally. I don't know if this lasts forever, or falls apart next month. But I know I'm not running anymore. I reached out, took her hand, not with desperation this time. Just certainty. Then stay, I said. She nodded, just once, and leaned her head against my shoulder. The sun dipped low, casting long shadows across the railing. No big declarations. No dramatic kiss. Just two people, flawed, hurting, still figuring it out, choosing not to run. And somehow, that felt louder than love. Did you enjoy the story? What kind of stories would you like to hear next? Let us know in the comments. Your voice shapes what we create next. Thank you for watching. Until next time.